There's a New York welcome. I like that.
Oh, it's so nice to be back, isn't it?
It's so nice.
It's great to see you both. It's been look. I feel like I haven't had my Katrina and Sam time together in ages, so this is a special treat.
I mean, thank God we're not sitting on a Zoom.
Yeah,
like, cheers to this.
Cheers,
right?
cheers to that.
Come on.
Whoever poured this gin, I commend you.
Shameless. Okay, guys, let's talk. A lot has been made about the chemistry. I don't see it between the two of you, whatever. Is too much made about chemistry generally in acting? If you guys legitimately did not get along, could this show have been as successful as... Oh, Katrina made a face.
Yes.
I mean, I think many shows have been successful and people have not gotten along. I mean, you hear those stories. I just couldn't imagine doing that. It would be horrible.
It'd be really difficult. And it's a weird one, isn't it, when they say, do you have chemistry with someone? You're like, I don't know. I'm just sort of doing your job, right? I don't know what they see. What do they see?
Well, a ridiculous human being and another person getting through working with a ridiculous human being.
Right. Wait, which one's which?
Well, that's the question. No, I just look at, I think what we do, we love it so much, and it's such a privilege to get to do something that you love, but the days are long, the days are tough, and I think if you had to do that with an added, that air of like not getting along with somebody, it would be so awful, and luckily we
do, and after
we get along.
10 years as well. Like
Have we ever had a fight? Okay, let me rephrase that. Have we ever had a fight where I'm not drunk and it's me fighting with myself?
And then I take you home and here you go, there you go. I don't think we have. No, we've maybe bickered or, I don't know, got grumpy with each other, and it lasts about 2 minutes.
Now that you have a nearly two-year-old, Katrina, do you now notice similarities between a 2-year-old and Sam Heughan?
It's amazing how much training I've had without even knowing it.
I'm kind of confused by the baby monitor you've put in my trailer. Katrina.
No, there's a lot of similarities. There's a lot of distraction and food. You can pretty much, turn any situation around with Sam Heughan or a toddler with distraction with food.
It's when I sew on my pants is really embarrassing. But hey, we've been together so long now. It's fine.
All right. So take me back to the beginning. Sam, you've just gone through puberty. You're growing hair in new places.
You're still
Is he?
working your way.
What was the best case scenario when you both landed this? Does this surpass what you ever in your wildest dreams thought it would be?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think when we signed on to this, I remember my first day, I've said this story before, but sitting in with my driver, Davey, who still drives me now, which is fantastic. Yeah. And I remember him asking, how long is this going to last? And I'm like, a year, maybe 2 max. And it is incredible.
God, you were optimistic.
Yeah, I know, right? I had no idea. And it's just incredible now that, 10 years later, we're still there, still with the same driver, and I'm still late every day.
Uh-huh. Now, I remember my lawyer, when we were doing the deal and all of that kind of stuff, and my lawyer, because I was living in LA at the time, and he was like, you do realize this is a year, and you're going to be living in Scotland. And I was like, I'm Irish. This is amazing. I get to kind of go home, but not really home. And I was like, it's a year. It'll be so much fun. Then I'll come back to LA and it'll be great. 10 years later.
After you both were cast and knew who your co-star was, did you research each other? Did you find mutual friends? Did you Google each other? Or were you kind of flying in blind once you...
God, I don't think I even realized Google existed.
I mean, this is 10 years ago, Josh.
Yeah. Not computers then. Yeah.
No, but I don't think that was really
a thing, was it?
I mean, we definitely didn't have Instagram at the time.
Right.
I was on Twitter. Were you on Twitter?
I think I had just signed up for Twitter, like maybe a couple of months before. No. I was not literate enough to be, or cool enough to be on MySpace. I think somebody had just signed me up to Twitter. But I walked into that room blind.
Yeah.
So speaking
More
of,
ways than one.
speaking of walking into that room, and look, I know a lot has been talked about the chemistry test, but I don't know if I've ever seen you guys react to the chemistry test. So I'm going to show... Have another sip of your drink and enjoy what must have been your first meeting, the chemistry test for Outlander. Yeah, we're going to watch it.
What,
Here we go.
there? All right, yeah. I went to you armed with nothing but an empty pistol in my bare hands. Aye, you're right. And my pride's about all I've got left of me right now.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Just go for the kiss. Just go for the kiss. No.
I'll ask your pardon for what I said. I was sore. You forgive me too.
Forgiven.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
I lost my ring during that as well.
Did you?
Yeah, it went under the chair.
I think when you grabbed my hand, I like punched you in the face. I was like, sorry.
That was good. Wow, sweaty. Well done.
Thank
Sorry
you very
for
much.
sitting you in a bear hug.
God, it's absolutely fine. Thank you.
Please stop rolling the camera. Jesus.
Dear God.
First of all, did you notice I wore a tartan dress?
Very
I
on
mean,
brand.
Clever, very
come
clever.
on.
I like that one. Tartan dress. Actually, it is interesting seeing that, like how physical we were, and we just met.
They also made me take my heels off, so I look really short.
In reality, you actually are, aren't you?
Right. Wow.
Not as short as Josh, but
No,
yeah.
Josh is...
Sorry. What did I do? Did you think you nailed it? Did you like when you walk off camera there? Did you like? Oh, I think I might have
Wait,
it.
he had the job. No, did I? No, but I felt like, okay, if I don't get it, I don't know what else I could have done.
Right.
One of those. You know, you kind of feel like, all right, do you leave it on the table?
Right.
Is that the saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Left it all out on the field. We're going to use all the metaphors.
Yeah.
And Sam, your recollection of that—that's
She left it all out there on the field, yeah. No, no, look, we had, they've been looking for Claire all over, and we'd done a bunch of screen tests, and
How many?
what were their names?
not many. We'd done a
What
bunch
a
of,
number.
and they were all fantastic, and obviously everyone is just very different, but this was so physical, and as you can see, you know, I think at one point there's another scene we did, and it's the fight before that part, and we got so like aggressive towards each other.
Yeah, I think we actually, like, I think you went to grab me and I went to hit, I don't know. Like
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
a lot of...
So that's where it all started. She tried to,
Well,
to hit me. Domestic abuse. Yeah, anyway. No.
can we hash out something that came up in a recent conversation Sam and I had? You were talking about voice messages. that's- So what was the gist of it? That you don't enjoy
Oh.
a voice message, right,
Yeah.
Katrina? Is that?
Now, this is something we do have to hash this out right here, right now.
Let's get to the bottom of it.
If you're going to spend the time talking into a phone, just fucking call me. It's not a monologue. It should be a conversation.
You're so fickle, all of you.
Counter-argument.
Counter-argument
Yeah.
here. I've not got time to call you, and I don't really want to call
Exactly. That's the point.
And also, I want
It's a fucking bullshit call. It's like, I kind of
No.
want to say something, but I don't really have time for you, so I'm just going to
I'm going to
talk at
control
you.
how much I'm going to say.
No.
Yeah,
No,
bullshit.
listen. You can listen to the counter-argument or talk over me. You like to text. And texting, I think you lose a lot of intonation. You lose the tone. I think also with a voice note, you can leave someone a beautiful message. They can hear your voice, and they can reply in their own time. It's a lot more personal than a text. Thank you.
Let's work this out once and for all.
Or call and just have a fucking conversation.
Okay. We're going to heal this relationship. We once did something called couples therapy. Let's kind of...
Oh, wow. Rolling out the classics there.
Let's do it for real now. We're going to make this really awkward.
We are in New York, so we should have some therapy. It's a very New York thing.
Come on then.
I want you to stare each other in the eyes and tell your friend and cohort one thing that you appreciate about the other.
I can't, Josh. One thing that I appreciate. Yeah. You go first.
I appreciate when you do leave a voicemail that you generally start it with, "How are you?" Generally.
I appreciate...
You're supposed to look at her when you do this.
that when I leave a voicemail, that you reply. That's the end. Yes.
I think we're going to have to schedule a follow-up session, guys.
It's going very well.
As you can imagine, I have some questions from your devoted fans. We're going to take some of yours a little bit later, but this first one is from Magali, who wants to know, which achievement are you most proud of in your roles as executive producers? Can you give an example of how you managed to get things moving the way you wanted them to?
Yes. I've been petitioning for 4-day work week.
And I managed to get it.
Yeah. Well done. I've been petitioning. Do you know what? What have we done?
I feel like we're going to be terribly exposed right now. I don't know that we've any grand...
Do you provide a united front? Like, do you talk it out together, or is do you not need to do that kind of thing?
I think we do provide a united front, and I think we're very lucky. We do have a great dialogue with the other producers and the writers, and I mean, even going back 2 seasons ago and talking about the intimacy coach Vanessa, who's fantastic. She does a great job. Yes, thank you. That was something that when I met her working through the RCS, or the Conservatoire in Scotland, she just seemed so perfect for the job, and I realized that we were lacking very much in that department. So that's been really great to introduce her to the production. What else have we done?
Oh. Days are very fast. There's a lot of emails. Like sometimes you just send off an email and you think hopefully that might be helpful and solve a problem, and generally probably it's not. But you do it and you hope that it is.
Okay. No, to be honest, we do, and actually Katrina's very good at working with the writers and the scripts and getting back to them and working on drafts. And I think it is important because we have been on the show now for almost 10 years, and I guess we are the consistency in this, and we have new writers all the time, and they are fantastic. But it is great to be able to have an input as well, and to sort of give a voice to your character.